Are you someone who says, I can't really meditate because my mind's too active? Well then, this video is for you. You might find it hard to sit and meditate for 20 minutes, but I'm sure you can practice these simple mindfulness methods whilst gardening. Mindfulness in the garden has really helped me a lot, and that's why I want to share these practices and ideas around meditation and mindfulness. If you think your mind is like the sky and your thoughts are like the clouds, throughout the day you might have thousands of thoughts. You want them to carry on moving like the clouds. You don't want them to stagnate, because that's when thoughts can become harmful. When we practice mindfulness, we train the mind to allow the thoughts to carry on moving. The beautiful thing about meditation and mindfulness is it helps us learn how to navigate our thoughts. I'm someone who's guilty of allowing my mind to pull me around through my life. The really helpful thing about practicing mindfulness is when we have difficult and challenging thoughts, stress, sadness, anger, by practicing mindfulness and meditation, we can allow these potentially harmful thoughts and feelings to move, so they don't stagnate and cause us harm. They carry on moving. We learn to have willpower to allow those thoughts to move and not stagnate. To me, is incredibly empowering in life. I used to think that I couldn't meditate because my mind was always going at 100 miles an hour and I couldn't just sit and still my thoughts. Then I learned this idea that there's 3 stages to meditation, and distraction is actually an important part of that process. Stage 1 is being present in the moment, whether that's focusing our attention on our breath, the soundscape, or our body. Stage 2, we get distracted in our thoughts. We lose ourselves from the present moment, thinking about our daily stresses, our jobs we need to do through the day, and this means we're distracted from that present moment. In stage 3, we bring ourselves back to the present moment. We focus our attention on our breath, maybe a gardening task, or the soundscape. And you see, in this method, being distracted is an important part of the process. There's 1, being focused in the current moment. 2, being distracted in our thoughts. And 3, bringing ourselves back to the current moment. And in this method, what we're doing is we're training our mind to move on from stagnating thoughts, whether they're challenging. This is how we learn to navigate our mind, to not just be pulled around by our thoughts. One of the things we can do is check in with how are we moving whilst gardening. How does our body feel? Are we moving with intention? And in this way we can make sure that gardening and the physicality of it doesn't cause us harm, and it can be beneficial. In that, how are we lifting stones? How are we holding ourselves? Are we holding ourselves from the core? Throughout the day, check in with your body. How are you supporting yourself? How are you intentionally moving so that you are supporting your body rather than just moving without intention and potentially causing harm? We can also do a body scan where we run through each part of our body, checking in with how we're feeling. And in this way, we can bring ourselves back to the present moment. And it's what I believe is we often do harm to ourselves in gardening when we're rushed off our feet in our head, rather than being present with how am I feeling, how am I moving, what is my body doing. Is it feeling good? Am I feeling strains? While you're gardening, try bringing yourself back to your breath. When you sense yourself getting lost in your thoughts, bring yourself back to your breathing. Just that gentle and steady in and outward of breath. Through the day, our gardening tasks can be an opportunity to practice mindfulness. When you lose yourself in your thoughts, remind yourself and bring yourself back to your breath. Just that steady pace of breathing. Bringing ourselves back to the breath through the day really can do wonders for our mind and is an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Each gardening task, each moment, when we lose ourselves in our thoughts, we can bring ourselves back to that steadiness of breath. It really is as simple as breath in, breath out. That's the thing, is we can be an observer of our thoughts. We don't actually have to take our thoughts so seriously. We can see a thought and allow it to move on. And I think that's the danger, is when we take our thoughts so seriously and we believe they're fixed and fact, when we have thousands of thoughts every day. For me, the best thing is just not to take those thoughts so seriously. We can check in with our soundscape, listening to the sounds close to us and the sounds further away. In this way we can bring ourselves back to the present moment, what's happening around us and that sensory experience. And for me, that helps me appreciate the now, the experience that I'm present in. For me, being aware of the soundscape and tuning into it has helped me move away from petrol tools and very loud machinery, because you soon realise that this is polluting the soundscape around us. As you go through your day, gardening, tending the land, try noticing the smallest of things, lichen in the tree, moss in the cracks, the smallest of plants, because just the act of noticing can completely change how we experience the world. It's also something to be said for allowing our mind to wander and for our imagination to explore. In a day's gardening, when we allow our mind to wander, we can process so many thoughts, feelings and emotions. For me, I notice when I haven't done any gardening in a while, because I find my mind can get a bit cluttered with thoughts. And then after a day's gardening, it stills my mind, helps me be present and enjoy everyday moments. With these methods and ideas, everyday gardening tasks become an opportunity for us to practice mindfulness and to learn how to navigate our thoughts so that we're not a slave to our mind, with our mind pulling us around in all sorts of directions. We can learn to navigate our thoughts so that we can enjoy everyday moments. I really hope you found this video useful, because I know that these methods have been so helpful for me to learn how to better navigate my mind and enjoy my gardening practice. So if you did find it helpful, give it a like and follow my page, and you'll see more from me on ecological gardening methods and horticultural tips. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye for now.